Hello! Welcome to episode 35 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And every week, Stevie Wildcard and I get together to do our best to just full-on split Johnny Cage crotch punch our problems and just poof, just like the worst kind of thing we can do to our problems, get rid of all of them, and get something done in the world. Most recently, it's been a semi-autobiographical time travel graphic novel musical, which we're doing really well, and like we're just getting it done. We're getting stuff done. So how did you do this week, Steven? What were you?
Two more pages, buddy. Do like here, then one here. Anyway, so 2 more pages, but then I also did that little. I shared it on Twitter, so most of the people that watch this episode are going to have already seen it. But I also did the magician's "Now You See Us, Now You Die" thing too. This is a little warm-up exercise before I did the pages.
So. I love it so much. It looks very much like it's just Gambit, like being staked.
I did change the colors because you said that. I'll send you that one, or you could use the Gambit one.
I thought it was great. I thought it was really funny in general, you know. But I love that the whole conversation made me laugh so much. Like I don't rewatch our episodes very much because like I spend a lot of time just editing and like rewatching them. But like I watched that one a few times and it just kept making me laugh. So I was when I saw that drawing, it just like cracked. Like I loved it so much. This week I was going to finish up writing the funny song and get some lettering done. I did get lettering done. I finished.
Nice.
Well, it's a little cheating because the lettering. I'm only working on the narration lettering right now. I did about a page and a half, but one of the pages is literally just one single box at the bottom. Like page 2 doesn't have much narration like required for it. It doesn't. It's not like suitable for those pages. So like it makes more sense in the next page. So I got most of my stuff done. I didn't finish writing the happy song yet. I had a week. I just didn't get much sleep. You know, like I had a series of like weird events in a row, you know, and it was just like odd things were happening. And then I had one night where I spent just hours on Zoom with people from Twitter to wish Zoe a happy birthday. Because nice. So Zoe, who's going to be doing the vocals for our musical, her birthday is May 4th. So, you know, this is Zoe's birthday week. Happy birthday, Zoe. Yeah, so I was up until like, oh my gosh, almost 3 a.m. doing that, and I was just like, okay, well, I'm trying to get off of this Zoom meeting to go to bed now, and so it's just like I don't know, I'm really bad in that situation. I think I'm worse than the phone, like that. I was like, I didn't hate it. Like I liked it. I enjoyed it. I just didn't know what to do because I had so much responsibility. Like I was, you know,
so much resting on your shoulders.
So, well, okay. The problem with that situation for me is like I hosted the Zoom call. Like I was the one who was hosting the whole thing. So I think if I left, everyone would just have to like dissipate. Like everything is broken. So if I was like, oh, I know it's Zoe's birthday, but I have to sleep, and I just
you're literally the head vampire. Like they just all turn to dust.
That's exactly what I was worried about. Is I was like, if I end this call now, it'll be revealed. Steven will kill me. It's gonna. So no, but yeah. So like, but I just had a couple of like really long nights where I just wasn't being productive, but I was doing other things. Like just things were taking up my time. I'm just like, I don't know what to do. But I did get some stuff done this week, so I don't feel so bad. I did just reference the Mortal Kombat Johnny Cage crotch punch, even though Johnny Cage isn't in the new movie. Well,
little nod at the end.
Spoiler alert for the. Okay, so Steven, did you watch Mortal Kombat?
Yes.
Okay, so I watched Mortal Kombat. You know, when it came out, you watched it recently as well. What did you think overall?
Well, the thing is, here's the thing. I like campy, and I liked the campy movie that came after the beginning of the movie. But the beginning of the movie just set this completely different tone that I thought I was getting like this super serious, deep-seated like story, and then it just switched back to like the 97 camp, and I was like okay with that, but it really did weird. It was weird. And Kano was amazingly funny.
I had the same feeling. Like I walked away from that. Okay, so if you see Mortal Kombat, you know what we're talking about. This movie starts off with a very dramatic, very like character heavy, like just dramatic scene in which it's the origin of 2 of the favorite characters from the franchise, Scorpion and Sub-Zero. You know, we see their very beginning when Scorpion's still human. You know, and it is intense. It is dark, It's well shot. It's well, like the acting is fantastic. It all feels very visceral and just like in the moment. Just like I was expecting this movie, like the rest of the movie, to feel like that the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And they took like a grindhouse switcheroo like real quick. Like they were just like, okay, I don't know what you're here for, but in case it's crazy violence and just random nonsense, we're gonna give it to you for the next.
We're gonna package it for you very nicely and gift it to you.
Overall, I generally just enjoyed the movie. I was just on board for it. It did take me a second to kind of like reconfigure myself, like to adjust to that weird tonal shift where I was just like, oh, so they're not going to treat every character like they're actually people the way they just treated, Scorpion. Like they took a skull-headed, fire-breathing, spear-throwing like demon and turned him into this like real person that I cared about and wanted to see seek vengeance for his family. Like I was on board immediately. I was just like, wow, they could have just given me the skull face and the fire and the like crazy spear coming out of his face, or just throwing a rock. They could have just given me that. They actually made me care like immediately about him, and I was like, wow, I'm on board for this. And then they were just like, now we're going to throw all the rest of the toys at you. Like you're in the bathtub and you were like in the middle of this, like we were in the middle of this dramatic scene. Like, oh yes, how dare you do this to my family? I'm going to destroy you now. You'll never destroy me. I have ice powers. Ha 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 ha. And then like, so we're in the middle of this. We only have 2 toys. So like, we're really focusing. And then suddenly parents come in and just like dump a bucket of other toys into the bath, and we're like, how do we juggle all of these toys? So
we're gonna figure it out together.
So I'm sorry if like that metaphor doesn't work for everyone, but like that was my like childhood. My parents would be like, go in the bath. I'm like, I'd just be in the bath with like whatever 2 figures I could find. I'd be like, now I'm gonna this whole story, like this is how Wolverine met. Okay.
Did you have the Wolverine figure with like the attachments from the Weapon X program? Yep, we all had that figure.
We all had that one. No, I knew it.
Yep, we all had that one. That was a good one. But anyways, back to Mortal Kombat. You're absolutely right. Like it really did just feel like they just threw a bunch of characters in, and then like they kind of like one of the things that bothered me, and we're obviously just giving all spoilers at this point, right? We can talk. Yeah. We're fully discussing the movie.
If you haven't seen Mortal Kombat, if you care and haven't seen Mortal Kombat, feel free to just like skip like the next couple minutes, and I'll actually I should tag this for spoiler purposes on YouTube at least. But yeah, feel free to skip this part if you haven't seen Mortal Kombat. If you have, or if you don't care, talk about it for.
Maybe I'll just do like a pros and cons for me. I'll do a pros and cons. Things I really liked about it. Kano, he was an obvious favorite. I thought Kano was amazing. The heart rip fatality was awesome. Just his character in general, like calling out like the campy goofiness of like Liu Kang, like touching his shoulder and things like that. I really enjoyed him. I really enjoyed like how insanely powerful Sub-Zero's cryomancy was. Like he's like an alpha, like he was like Iceman level powerful. Like dude was like altering the entire like the air around him. Like
I wasn't expecting that at all. Like I was really excited about that. There were a couple of scenes where I was like, okay, this is silly. They're like throwing Zamboni ice at the heroes. Like like when they were, but I mean I'm not gonna argue about practical effects. It was kind of still cool to see ice in general, but I was like, whatever. But they did take a couple of turns where they went from like those cheesy practical effects to like really crazy, insane.
And like you can tell he's like just toying with them too. Like he could freeze them so much faster. He just he's just doing it for dramatic effect. So those are some of the pros I thought. And Scorpion, of course, was just awesome both times. One of my biggest problems and pet peeves with the entire situation was the last 9 Mortal Kombats have been won by Outworld, right? Namely Goro. Goro is the champion of Mortal Kombat, right? He's the one that's won the last 9 tournaments for Outworld. But Cole Young, who has never won a battle, like he's losing all these battles against normal people, beats the 9-time champion of Mortal Kombat in his first little bout. Like
I do think it I agree with you completely. I see what they're trying to do, and like you need your Rocky situation where it's like he's losing, but he has heart, and he could be the one he is a champion. He just has to find it within himself to be the champion. Isn't it weird that in these Mortal Kombat movies, like in Mortal Kombat, the story seems to always be we're not going to go to the tournament, like something. It's like, so, oh, like I know we're supposed to have this tournament. We all accepted. We agreed to these rules. Good guys, bad guys. We all agreed to these rules. You accept that you're bad guys, right? Yes, we do. Of course, we accept that we're bad guys.
We accept these rules. I mean, look at us. We're bad guys.
We're clearly the bad guys.
My eyes are red. She's a vampire. That dude's a dragon man with 4 arms. We know what we are. We know what we do.
We know what we do. Like if this was Wreck-It Ralph right now, we know which side we'd be on. We would all be in that support group, and this is like it's fine. But like it's just so silly that like there are obvious bad guys, obvious good guys, and then there are rules. It's a confusing world. It's just a confusing world because like the bad guys like have to agree to this weird. Why? Okay, first of all, why are the good guys agreeing to the rules to let the bad guys have an opportunity to win the other worlds?
Yeah, I mean, oh, you mean like the elder, what the elder gods said to begin with?
Yeah. Why didn't the elder gods be like, hey, clear villains of this story? You're not gonna have you're not gonna have what do they call the Earth Realm in?
I think it's just Earth Realm.
Earth Realm, but like you're not gonna get Earth Realm. You just don't get it. Like you get Outworld. That's what you get. You see how it's all purple and dark and like spooky? That's you. That's clearly you. Look at your eyes. Like look at your face.
That's where you belong.
Why do you not want to be here? Like it's amazing. Do you want to? And if you want the other place, if you really want Earthrealm and just want to go hang out on the beach or something,
you're welcome.
You're welcome to visit. We're just saying you can't go and try to take it over because what are you gonna do? You're gonna make it all purple and dark and spooky?
Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to ruin that?
What are you doing? Why do you like So I don't understand what the elder gods were thinking. Like I don't think that any of it is made clear in this movie. Like if you don't have, what do you think?
Well, I'm just thinking like to even take your idea a step further, when they decide to go, hey, you know what we should do? What's that, Cole? Let's split up and each fight one of them. Why didn't Raiden just teleport all of them to one of them over and over again? It's like he can just murder them.
Yep.
Like why do you have to split them up?
So, and that's the thing is like, they're like, oh, are they trying to take the high road in an already really flawed system of combat? They're like, well, okay, the bad guys are technically cheating by coming here in the first place. They shouldn't have come here. They shouldn't be murdering people anyway. But what we're going to do is we're still going to adhere to the rules, even though it's ridiculous. We all accept that because we're the good guys. Wait, what?
Like, no, man. I would have loved to see a montage sequence of like 6 fighters just beating the crap out of one guy.
How many people want to kick some?
Oh man, dude. So the craziest thing though, so like the movie was, I just want everyone to know, like my assessment, I enjoyed the movie, and if you even like remotely like Mortal Kombat, you're gonna like the movie because it's violent and it's awesome.
Oh yeah, 100%. So like everything I just said, I absolutely love the movie. We just like making fun of it because it's obviously silly. Like it had to be. It was either going to be silly or it was going to be 100% what it was in the beginning. I do want to see that version.
I want to see a mini series. Yeah, like a show.
Of it. But go on. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
So I got HBO Max. So I'm like scrolling through HBO Max and I see an animated, R-rated animated movie called Scorpion's Revenge. And I'm like, oh my God, I haven't seen this. I remember hearing about this last year and I watched it, dude. And Scorpion's Revenge is the movie. It's the same movie. And they did the same thing. They start off, dude. It's like this 10-minute sequence of Scorpion just being a super badass, killing all these guys. And then it cuts to Liu Kang, Sonya Blade, and Johnny Cage going to fight in the tournament. And it's like, let's just stick to the Scorpion idea. Like the only thing they did differently in the animated movie is they did show you him in Netherrealm. So they show you him like basically best the demons of Netherrealm. And then they do show you the truth, because I don't know if they're going to go this route in the actual movies, but the truth in the games and the truth in Scorpion's Revenge is Sub-Zero didn't kill his family. Okay. Quan Chi did. Quan Chi took on the image of Sub-Zero.
Okay, right.
So then what ultimately happens is Scorpion kills Sub-Zero and it creates Noob Saibot, but then eventually Scorpion does get his revenge on Quan Chi specifically.
That's so weird. Okay, so like as far as movies are concerned, they might do it. They might do it just to like get more characters involved. But if you think about it, if you don't introduce Quan Chi before killing Scorpion's family, it means nothing.
It means nothing.
You can't be like, by the way, he didn't do it. This other guy did it. Wait, who's that guy? You don't know, but now you want him to die. Like
it feels like a D&D from Game of Thrones. Subvert your expectations, and it just feels bad. It doesn't feel like
that's good. It's too anticlimactic because it's like, well, now we can both go together. The only way to do that is with a flashback. Be like, Quan Chi, previously on Scorpion's life. Hey, I'm Quan Chi. Give me your lunch. You know, like I can't.
And Quan Chi's reasoning is so crazy because it's like, yeah, I knew that you would eventually kill Sub-Zero and become this really Hellfire Spectre, and like, there's no way you knew all of this, Quan Chi. He was a man. He had a beard. Like, he had a family and a life.
Oh, it's terrible.
But you should watch if you haven't seen Scorpion's Revenge. It's a fun animated movie. It's super hyper violent and it's great. Like, they do some really cool the ways he kills people, and it is really cool. Like, he does some pretty cool stuff.
Oh, but I'll watch it.
It's fun. It's fun for sure. But yeah, so I mean, I enjoyed Mortal Kombat, but not a pitches get stitches off of it, but just an idea that I was thinking about from the movie.
Okay.
So Sonya kills Kano in the dumbest way possible, but when she kills him, she gets his mark now, because if you kill someone that has that mark.
Steven. Okay, so in the story, if you guys haven't watched Mortal Kombat, there's the whole idea of like you have this mark. It's like you're going to be a part of the tournament. You have a dragon mark on you, the very obvious symbol we all know. Now they said like if you defeat the person, you can take his mark. I thought for sure. I was like, I knew Sonya was going to take out Kano. I was like, here it comes. I wanted her to cut it off of him and put it on herself, or like have to show it and cut it off. Like he was born with it. It's like, why, if it's magic and it can be, okay, if this is a magic mark that can be transferred from person to person based on who bests them, how did Kano keep this mark? Kano, I mean, I get you have to die, I guess, but Kano was not a good fighter. Like, Kano was not shown in this movie to be, anyway, I was just like, she should have had to cut it off. Like, I knew she was going to take it at some point, but I wanted her to really take it and not just magic happen on her. Anyway.
100%. Like, and that would have even been cooler, because then they could have kept Kano alive if she actually carved it off them.
That's exactly
because I mean, why would you kill your? He was
the best, funniest character.
He was the best thing about it.
I'm telling you, like the only reason I can see doing that is like literally, like the studio was like looked down into the bathtub and was like, I feel like you're focusing too much on Kano. Give me that back. Focus on the other toys, or you don't get. I'll never give you. Like
Kano stole the damn show, and
stole the show, and they knew it, and they were like, "Hey, we spent a lot of money on this. That eye thing only costs like $10 to do. Can we just focus on our other characters? Maybe give them some screen time and some laughs, some love, anything? No, nothing. All right, I guess we're gonna have to get it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why they would do that.
I mean, Shang Tsung could very well bring him back, and I mean, who knows what he's gonna do with the souls and blah 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 blah. But what I was thinking was, so in this canonical universe where you have to have this birthmark, or you take said birthmark from a fighter, what happens to Gary driving to work one day, accidentally runs a dude over that happens to have the mark, and then Gary is suddenly thrust into this combat for mortals to determine Earthrealm's fate? Like, like you just imagine like the Deadpool 2 situation where what was the average guy?
That's what I was thinking too.
It's like, yeah, I guess he has powers now. I did like that though. I really did like how they explained the powers that you're gifted. Like, it basically created like an X-Men situation where if you have this mark, you basically get this arcana. Is that what they called it? And yeah, like that explains why these Earthrealm fighters suddenly have abilities. Like,
I like that a lot. I did think that the Jax version of it was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, because
he already had metal arms. Why did they give him? So the choice was to give Jax these weak metal arms, and his power was to make those weak metal arms powerful metal arms. Okay, you know what they could have done? Okay, what power would Jax have been given had his metal arms already been what they should have been?
Exactly. Super metal arms. Dude, you know, I was okay. So in Scorpion's Revenge, Jax loses his arms also, and like it basically created this thing in me now. So that was like, man, basically this thing. If I see Jax with regular arms, I know something bad's about to happen.
It's like hot tub time. It's like you're waiting for Jax's arms to get torn asunder.
Oh man, you got some normal arms. It's not gonna go good for you, buddy.
It's not gonna be a good day.
When I put out Scorpion's Revenge, I saw Jax with normal arms. I'm like, oh man, he doesn't already have the metal arms. Dude's about to have a bad time again. Like. So yeah, like it's like a trauma now. Whenever I see Jax with normal arms, like here comes Jax.
Yeah,
lose him.
You could lose him. It was fun though. It was a fun movie. If you haven't seen it and you like Mortal Kombat, or like if you just like campy fun stuff, it was enjoyable. They set it up for a sequel, which I'm excited. I'm gonna watch the next one.
I saw an article today saying that they're gonna move on with it too.
Yeah,
WB.
Really? Cool.
I don't know how true it is, but it seemed like they're gonna move forward. Which why not? I guess it was pretty
so. It's
successful.
Yeah.
So
if there's enough, if there's enough interest, like let's just do it. Like why not just keep making them, and then like when it fails, you'll make them again. We'll be back. You know, like it's fine. It's I know I'm never gonna be one of those people who's just like stop remaking stuff, because they won't. Like they're not going to. Is the thing. Like they're going to if you keep going to see it and you keep talking about it, they're gonna. Remakes are.
It's a tried and true product.
Like the remakes and reboots are like, they are Thanos. Like they are inevitable. Like they are for better and worse. Half of them are gonna just like disappear in time. Like that's just what it is. Like there will be a balance. Like you're gonna forget most of them. Has anyone seen the Three Stooges movie? Because I haven't. How about do you remember that they made Vacation with Ed Helms or whatever? Like
no. Yeah, true that.
Like these movies come and go, and
they either stick or they don't.
Just freaking they fly by, and it doesn't matter. Like it's just like a thing that happens on the wall because it's desperate studios who have property already, and it sucks, but it doesn't stop other things from happening. It would be nice if they use some of that money to fund new projects and independent movies and different things, but they've never done that, and they're not going to start until people start trying to going to pay for those movies, which they don't. They people every once in a while show up on Netflix, but people don't talk about the indie movies as much. It's really hard to get people. It doesn't matter. That's a whole other topic. But that's it.
So you wanna shift this mortal shell to a more robotic shell? Do you want to rip off the proverbial Jack's arms and put some mechanical things on?
Oh yeah, speaking of ripping off our human appendages and getting metal parts put on us, I got engaged. I've been engaged twice, Steven. Once in real life and once on Instagram. And submitted for the approval of the Ostrich Colony Society. I call this Anthony Dates Robots. Anthony Gets Engaged. 2.
Elena Vargas at 00 has joined the chat.
Okay, so I looked at my phone. I had notifications suddenly. Someone began following me on Instagram one morning. I woke up. I saw that I was being followed. Immediately, they sent me a message. And this is what they said.
Hey.
Are you in the Illuminati?
No.
You have a very scammy bot-looking account. Are you trying to steal me Bitcoin?
Hello. Sorry for the friend request, but if I add you, I only know you, if you don't mind.
You only know me.
Okay. Thanks in advance. Otherwise, I am from Madrid. And you?
I've never felt so connected to someone. Let's just get married and get it over with.
What do you do in life to be able to talk to me about Illuminati? Oh man, she's asking the good questions.
Oh, that's yeah. So I write, mostly crush on Kat Dennings and write semi-autobiographical time travel graphic novel musicals. So she repeats what she said.
Oh, I was gonna say, am I reading this again?
No, so she sends the same message, which is why I send the same message again.
Okay.
So anyway, go ahead.
Okay, thanks in advance. Otherwise, I'm from Madrid, and so she hit the prompt again.
So yeah, she hit the prompt again.
So you botted her right back.
Yeah. So I saw that she said the same thing, so I responded the same way to see what she would do. So I wrote, I've never felt so connected to someone. Let's just get married and get this over with.
Okay. Oh my god.
All right. Oh my god. She said okay. I'm gonna tell my entire family. They're gonna be so excited.
Which family are you talking about?
The only one that matters. Welcome to the Illuminati. I do have a few questions for you.
I do not want.
You said okay. She immediately says, I do not want. So I said, you said okay. You agreed to give yourself to us forever.
He's so scared. I'm so sorry. I read ahead.
Okay. So I wrote, we are all one now. Look, what do you actually want from me? I didn't expect to get engaged this early in the day.
It's not me. It's a fake profile.
It's too late, Joshua. All your soul are belong to us. So
you
then
scared them.
So then they unfollowed me and they stopped messaging me. So I like to imagine that it was really someone named Joshua, first of all. The picture
hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, the picture was like a very pretty girl. It was a very pretty woman. It was definitely a fake profile. You could tell they didn't have many posts. They had very few followers, if any. There was no reason for them to be messaging me, and they were immediately frightened by the fact that I brought up the Illuminati, which is very funny.
They know.
Oh yeah. I like that was the super short one. That's why I didn't want to I don't want to make them too long, every once in a while. But what do you think? I just love how much they were just like, no. Like it was just like,
no. I have gotten in way over my head on this one.
I love that they were immediately like, no, this is a fake profile. Like they just accepted.
We're done. We're done, sir.
We're done, sir. Not only am I not interested in marrying into the Illuminati, but I'm also running away and giving you all of my apologies. Like it is. I don't know. I thought that was so funny.
That's great, man. Oh, it's great,
dude. I get those all the time. I have one right now that okay. So I have one right now that I know it's not going to go anywhere, but it just makes me laugh so much because this guy's been messaging me, right? Okay. So I have this guy on Twitter right now, and he's been messaging me every day, every couple of days, right? And I haven't responded. So he writes,
"You're edging him."
Oh yeah, pretty much. So I have this guy. He says, "Hello, brother. How are you doing, brother? Hello, brother. Hello, brother. How are you doing? Hello, my brother. Hello, brother. Please tell me." So I write back finally after this is several days later, and I write, "You can see me?" So he writes, "Oh, because why?" All right, "You must be in touch with the spirit realm. I died months ago. January 4th, there was a terrible accident." He writes, so he says, "No, how come you are death and we are chatting? How come, brother?" And I write, "Do you have witch blood? Do you shine?" And he hasn't gotten back to me yet, but it's just I know it's not going to go anywhere great. It's just so silly. It was days, Steven, days of this guy just for some reason, he just he kept coming back. He's like, "This guy, I'm going to get this one. This is the one." So,
brother,
I'm going to see if I can get him to sing Unchained Melody or something. I don't know. Just try to get me back to life, bring me back. But I haven't had any amazing ones lately. The engagement one is pretty funny, but it's so much fun sometimes.
It's so awesome to waste people's time. As much time as they waste of other people's.
I think that's the big I've had a couple of really dramatic ones lately with Shannon on Twitter, my mortal enemy. She is she is hilarious and evil, but mostly hilarious. Shannon, this person Shannon and I on Twitter have kind of tag teamed a couple of different scammers now, and it's so complicated that we literally couldn't just perform it. I don't even know how to do it. It's been such a weird experience to go back and forth with them, and we convinced one person that Shannon was possessed and got them to say magic words.
It's great.
You can't, how do we top that? I don't know. But yeah.
You gotta keep pushing. You gotta keep aiming for the goal, baby.
I don't really know what the goal, I think the goal, I think eventually, if I can get one of them to send me money, I'll be happy.
Oh, man. No. If you send me 5, I send the 100, then you send me the 1,000. It all makes sense.
It all makes sense. Just you do the math. You're the robot here. So
I don't know what he was saying. It started making a lot of sense.
Steven, okay, I kind of want to do a really broad, general, just ambiguous pitches get stitches. Ooh. Because I want to ask you a couple questions and see where we can go with it. Is all. Okay. So if I can just get you, I know I'm not setting this up great. I just want you to, if you can hit me with one of your classic Steven pitches get stitches, it would make me feel better. Pitches get stitches. There we go. So Steven, I'm just gonna come right out of the gate and just say that lawn gnomes are weird, Steven.
Yeah.
Lawn gnomes are weird. I don't think anyone has a real excuse for them. I don't think that anyone, like, I don't know what because here's the thing. I don't know what the actual, now I'm not talking historical. Like I'm sure that there's something in Ireland or Scotland where like there is like a myth of the gnome. We don't have that. I didn't grow up knowing specifically what gnomes do. Do you, like what do you think when you think of gnome? What do you think of them doing? Not like troll, right? Not like elf. What is a gnome, Steven?
It's a mischievous little dude that tinkers with.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking too. Like all I really know is like they're small, they wear silly hats, they usually have beards, they're tinkery and kind of weird, right? Mostly what we know about them is in pop culture, they're occasionally on lawns in like ceramic or like stone form, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like there's so much potential for a good horror movie to be had with gnomes. And I think there's a lot you can do with it. It would probably end up being more horror comedy because I think you could make it scary, but I don't think anyone would because I think there are two, like, obviously there's huge like potential for like you can do anything. It's a story, it's just a device. You can do anything with a garden gnome. You can be like there's a witch who's trapping souls in these things, and now that's why they're all over the neighborhood. She's collecting all of the people one by one, and you can see as the houses fill up with them that like the houses are empty but the gardens are full with gnomes, you know, like being collected by those. You could do that. You could also do a gargoyle situation where the gnomes are actual creatures and during the day they're still, and at night they crack.
1,000 years.
Yes. But like
we live again.
But what if they've always been that way? What if it's Toy Story situation where like the gnomes could always move? But you know, the problem I see with that version of it is I don't think gnomes are inherently creepy enough. You know what I mean? Like I don't think
they're just little people, right?
They're just little people. They're just like, well, they're like little people with like, I mean, as
elfish figures.
Elfish figure, yeah. Like they always have like the silly beard. They always have like the Smurfy hat, and they're always kind of like, just tiny, right? I do find it difficult to be scared of anything that's small and also human-like. Like Chucky, even as a kid, I was like, I don't like Chucky. Doesn't scare me. Like he has a knife. That's creepy. Like I don't want to get stabbed. I'm not like like if I'm afraid of anything in this movie, it's the stabbing. Like I don't want to. I'd like to. I've not been stabbed. I'd like to continue not getting stabbed as long as I can. So, but as far as like the creepy Toy Story version of it, I don't really think that's scary enough. I think it can be scary for children. I think you can create a version of that would like be scary for kids. I don't see like an adult being scared of that though. You know, like I think it's like I guess it's about stakes. You know, not vampires, but like it's about the like where the stakes are. If like kids are being captured, if kids are being kidnapped or something, and parents get involved, or maybe what if what if I mix what if someone new moves in the neighborhood, okay? That's usually the case. Something new comes in or you go somewhere new, right? So someone new comes into the neighborhood. No one really sees this person. They're a bit creepy. But it's just like a general neighborhood. It's not like perfect suburb. It's just like where we live, you know? Just like, you know, like kind of like the houses need paint, like repainted, you know? Like it's just a house. It's just a neighborhood, you know, just a place. But when these people move in, the neighborhood starts to get a little cleaner and starts to get a little more pristine. And then over time, the kids start realizing that something's going on with their parents. Like their parents are a little bizarre, you know, like they're acting a little too perfect, like a little Stepford Wivesy, you know, like a little robotic or something. Like something's going on. And they all suspect it has something to do with this house. What if over time gnomes begin to appear as the parents begin to disappear? So, you know, like one of the kids, like it talks to his friends. He's like, I haven't seen my parents in like 2 days and I'm afraid to go to the other parents. Like, I don't trust them. Like, look at the way they're acting. Like, this is crazy. You know, it's so, and then other parents start disappearing and the kids realize that like the gnomes that are appearing all have similar features to the parents that are disappearing. So they know that it's something in the house. Like they know that whatever, you know, whoever that person is who moved in, he's doing something or they're doing something or it's doing something that's taking their parents and they have to do something about it, you know? So like that has like gnomes and some mysterious creature that could also be gnomey, you know, but like I imagine like it's creating these little cartoonish figures that it's like he's like the creepier version of whatever a gnome looks like in pop culture. You know, like he is the monster version of a gnome. You
like
know,
just like a big warlocky gnome, like
exactly, yeah, something like that, where it's just like this like big creature, and they realize that like he's been trying to like basically capture all the souls of everyone in the neighborhood, and he does this kind of like a Krampus-y situation, you know. But I don't know, it's so tough because otherwise I feel like gnomes become just like more Chuckies, you know, or just like
what if you go like, you know, like the horror movies or the horror, like when it's like they're evil and it's scary, but they're like evil and scary to other evil and scary things. Like what if like one of the kids was like getting abused by their stepdad or something like that, and then like the kid runs into the garden and the stepdad's chasing him, and like obviously this kid hates his stepdad, but he doesn't want his stepdad to die from what he's doing. And then like all of a sudden, like, you know, he trips over and like his stepdad's like about to corner, and then you see like the little foots, you know, and like all of a sudden there's all these gnomes, and they like basically like in one of those situations where like they're not like the bad guy of the movie per se, but they are the bad guy, and they kill the other bad guy type thing. That might work.
That's that reminds me of Tales from the Hood. There's a really, if you haven't seen Tales from the Hood, it's way better than it sounds by its name. Like it's actually a cool movie. I watched it a lot as a kid, and there's one segment of it. I think it's David Alan Grier plays like a stepfather or just a father. I don't remember, but he's very volatile and like angry and, you know, like abusive to the child. And the stepchild or child realizes that like when he draws David Alan Grier like as this monster or whatever, he can crumple the paper and it affects his body. So he starts like he like crumples up his stepfather and stuff. It's really,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's really cool to see. It's just like, you know, he becomes the hero in that way, and it's, you know, he takes the power back. But like I can see that. I think the only problem I see with that is it would make a really good episode of something.
Yeah, not a movie.
Have like one villain who's like the stepfather, just like a huge jerk, and then like over, you know, throughout that episode, you're like, oh my gosh, like, oh, that's kind of interesting though, because it's like the stepfather would probably be egged on by things that the gnomes were doing in the first place. That would cause him to be angry toward the child, you know, the child.
True that.
So, and then like the gnomes would be the reason that he was angry, although there's never a justification to get to that level of anger. So it's like, you know, so what do you do?
It'd be like one of those things where it's like, yeah, like we caused it, but we don't make the man the animal. The animal, you know, the man already is the animal. We just, you know, deprived him of his food, basically.
Yeah, we make him buck, and then we do the like Toro thing. That's you know, like he's still a bull. He's always been a bull. I feel like it should be possible to make a cool gnome movie. I just like I think they're creepy. I think that it's just like you reach that uncanny valley of like silly and creepy. So I don't, you know, like I think it has to have children. I think it has to have. I kind of like the gargoyle idea though. Now that like
gargoyle idea is cool. What if they were like really good tinkerers, like what we're saying, and like what if they had like little like mini copters?
Ooh, okay,
things like that. They're just like crazy like
that
gadgets.
Reminds me of Small Soldiers. Like I'm thinking of like you remember like the actual soldiers and Small Soldiers, how like they ended up having all of this like this gear flying around, like all this stuff was happening. That was an intense movie. It was a very weird movie.
I just love that the Gorgonites were the good guys. Like, you know, like from like the promos and stuff like that, you would assume the soldiers are the good guys, but yeah, the Gorgonites are the.
I am Archer, adversary of the Gorgonites. Yeah. No, that was a fun movie. I'd actually like to watch that. I never watched it with Atlas, so I'd like to do that. So yeah, we started watching special movies. You know, like movies from my childhood, movies. You know, so like we're going to be watching more and more things. I don't know when to introduce him to things, Steven. You know, it's because
we feel like we cheat, like we feel like we duped our parents into letting us watch stuff we shouldn't have watched.
Well, it's like I know I watched some things too soon, like some things too early. I don't know which things affected me in a good way and which things affected me in a bad way. I don't know for sure. Like obviously you can always cover your eyes. You can always say like, oh, don't worry, we can stop it whenever you want. And, like make him feel comfortable. But like I don't know. Like. Obviously there's a rating system. I don't believe in the rating system. Like I think the rating system has always been flawed. I watched like, what was it? Like, I've watched movies with nudity in it that were rated like PG when I was a kid. And I was just like, I didn't expect to see these breasts, but here I am now having feelings about it, you know? So I like, it's weird. You know, there are some movies that like just shirk all logic when it comes to like real like ratings, like Gremlins and stuff. Like when you get to movies where you're like, oh, that is violent, but it's also fun and quirky and silly, or like movies like Lost Boys where it's like there is violence and there is technically sex in the movie, but there's not. You know, like it's so I don't know. Like I know I watched Lost Boys when I was super young. I remember, like I actively remember watching Lost Boys, being scared of them as vampires, and having my parents mute the TV and go touch the TV, and I'm like, oh, and I touched it, and I was like, okay, I get it. It's a TV.
It's pretend. Yeah.
It's pretend. They can't hurt me. I was still a little scared, but I was like, they put it on mute. I touched the TV. I was like, he's not as scary with his like bleached hair and like it's not as scary now. You know, like I like it now. But then I just fell in love with all that stuff, and I don't know if like being kind of afraid of it is just part of it, because when else are you going to be afraid of it? When else are you going to watch The Lost Boys and feel that fear of the vampire? You're not. Like if you're an adult and you watch it, you're going to just see the silliness. You're not going to be like, invited into the story the way you would be as a child or like as a young
so it's like you need to find that perfect age to fully enjoy that.
Kick him into that vamp den, just like glue with those bloodsuckers. So gosh, yeah. So I don't know. I want to just basically what I'm saying is I want everyone's permission to show my son The Lost Boys as early as possible.
Maybe episode 50 is us watching Lost Boys with Atlas.
With Atlas. Just all right.
Just specifically Atlas.
Specifically Atlas. For reasons.
We're going to test your son. We're going to leave my daughters pure. No, I'm just kidding. We should get Cambria and Atlas, though, to watch The Lost Boys on the 50th episode.
Oh, my God.
Be bad parents.
Be bad. I don't think it's bad parenting, though. I don't
think so, either.
I don't know.
Joel Schumacher.
Right? I mean, he can do no wrong.
Maybe we test the waters with Batman and Robin. We're like, hey, is this movie creep you out? It's not that creepy, but it's a little creepy.
It's a little creepy. No,
it might be a little much for your 6-year-old mind.
Well, okay. So, like, we've been watching Goosebumps, the TV show, which I think is questionable.
Oh yeah, it has scarier tones in that.
Scarier tone than Lost Boys. Like, it is. It's trying actively to scare him. Like viewer beware. You're in for a scare, and he loves it. Like he loves it. He wants to watch every episode. Like we have watched every Dummy episode now because he's like, oh, I want to watch that Dummy. Like it's I don't know why.
The Living Dummy, yeah.
So it doesn't scare him, but like it gets him enough. Like it shocks him enough where he's like, oh, that was exciting. It's like exhilarating, and I feel like that's what Lost Boys is, with the exception of a couple of startling scenes, but. Even then, there's like there are a couple of violent deaths though that like I'm forgetting about, and like now
yeah,
the like bathtub death is much worse. Like when I'm thinking about it now, because like in my head it's just like garlic don't work, boys, and then like Nanook jumps forward. It's this whole thing. Oh man, I love
Marco's death is so bloody too.
Atlas, you better prepare your eyes, son. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I have to. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna rewatch Lost Boys, and I'm gonna just like with fresh dad eyes. I'm going to try my best to just like assess the situation.
I'm gonna see and assess the situation.
You know what though? I can write down timestamps. I can be like, you know what? At this time, cover your son's eyes.
I wonder if you can get like the TNT version of The Lost Boys.
Good point. I really love that when they used to edit movie. Like it was so bad. Like USA and TNT.
Dude, try to. You know what you should do? You should try to find the dinner in the movie version of it. Beans and cornbread. That would be cool. Like the full, Lost Boys experience.
That would actually be fun. That would be fun. Oh my gosh. But oh man. I don't know. I do want to watch it with him. He's probably too young. I just don't know when to introduce, because I know I watched it when I was his age, and it like scared the heck out of me. Like it was just like I saw the very first time when the clown is like in the sewer and he's like, when you're down here, you'll float too, and like gets scary and like the teeth come out and just like and I ran out of the room. I was just like, not having this ever,
No, I'm good with clowns.
So I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Like, I'm going to get back to you. I probably won't watch it with him for at least a couple of years. I just don't want him to cross over into like young adult, like teen. I don't want him to get to like teenage and be like, I don't care about that. Or like it would be too cool for it. Or have like his like eyeball a crazy Netflix chip in his eye and be like, I don't want to watch your old school vampire. Like, I don't want that. I want him to watch it and be scared a little,
Because that fear is what makes you love it. You know, it's
no, I,
it's like the bad boy, like, you know.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you get the fear, and then you get the kids coming together to beat the villains, like to beat the evil. You see the scariness.
Well, has he's seen Goonies?
Yeah, he has seen Goonies.
Because Goonies is a little unnerving. Like, it's not like it's scary, but it doesn't. Yeah, it feels different. It feels like this world is a little bigger than I'm used to. You know, like Sloth's kind of weird looking. You know, like
it's weird. It's just all about the stakes. You know, it's all about, like, you know, and in Lost Boys specifically, it's about stakes, and that's what's keeping me from showing it to him. But like the stakes are so high in Lost Boys because they're kids and they're dealing with something that's so out of their world, and also just like so terribly scary and violent and like potentially life-threatening. And when you're, you know, like Atlas is at the age where like he will ask me if things are real. The good thing is he believes me. If he goes, "Hey Dad, is that real?" I'm gonna say yes, and he's gonna be like, "There are vampires. We have to get ready, Dad." You know, and then I'm gonna train my son, and we're gonna. So when when magicians come, I'm sorry, David Blaine. Like, you know, okay, I see David Blaine a lot in he trends sometimes. Like David Blaine's the magician in my life who's still like, I don't know, like noteworthy, right? Like he's the only one who's kind of like out there. Do you remember Chris Angel?
Oh, I do. That's what I was kind of basing that character on. That's why he had all the rings and stuff. Like he was trying to be like edgy.
I think that's so funny because like I'm not sure. I don't want to say that because like I want there to be like interesting, well done magic in the world. And I know that there are. I know that there are like magicians, like there are tricksters out there who are really good at what they do in their craft and they're fantastic. Chris Angel wasn't one of them. Chris Angel was someone who used camera tricks and audience and lied. He lied to people. He was just like, "Look at what I'm doing," and people were like, "Whoa!" And he was lying. He was just a liar.
He's a big liar.
This is a big old liar. So like my son and I are going to get some steaks. And we're gonna take him out. No, not.
He's like retired now. He's like just living in his Beverly Hills mansion because he still has all that money from all the people he duped, and he's just getting staked.
I'm sorry, Chris Angel.
And it like cuts back to like me, like, "Uncle Steven, do you here, Atlas? Take my trident, my wooden stake trident, run it through that bastard's heart for me."
Hocus poke this heart. Alakazampire. I'm just kidding. We're just gonna keep coming up. Like this magician thing is never gonna end for me in my heart. So, I don't know.
I was trying to think of like a title that involves like, "Is this your card?"
Oh,
it's like "It's not our card" or something like that.
Pick a card, any card. Pick a heart.
Was your card the Ace of Spades? No, it was the Ace of Hearts. Like,
nice.
It was just
very nice.
And then, dude, the twist at the end is the last magician really is a vampire.
The vampire. He has to be.
He has to be, right?
Well, that's what
the head magician is a vampire.
If you kill the head magician, all the other magicians become regular balloon animals.
And then can you just imagine like when he's talking to the other magicians, like, so there's two guys, they're like, yeah, and they're working their way through the ranks of magicians, yeah, and he gets like kind of nervous, like they have holy water and stuff though. Like, why do they have holy water? Why do they have holy water though? We're just magicians, right, guys? We're just magicians. Why are you so scared?
But if you kill the head magician, the rest of them just become figure skaters again. Because there's a real thin line between figure skaters and magicians.
Oh my god, it'd be so funny to have a bunch of people poofing into figure skaters. I can't wait to tell my parents. They're still going to be disappointed in me, but not as much. Sorry, magicians
and figure skaters.
Figure skaters.
But to be honest, we are punching up here because like they're both pretty awesome and impressive. Like I watch documentaries on magicians and the camps they go to and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of dweebs.
I'm not gonna lie, we're all a bunch of nerds and they're with us. I'm not.
Yeah.
But one of them is a vampire, and if you take him down, the dominoes will fall. So
the day the magic disappeared.
I do like the idea of killing the head magician, the rest of the magicians stuff.
And then, like, imagine like how surprised our face would be when the final one actually does dust. At this point, we're just accepting. We're just waiting for the blood because we've killed so many.
David, we would look at each other and be like,
people at this point.
We would be like, I don't think that one was a vampire. He must have been a mummy. Oh, like the dust on that.
Oh man.
The only way this idea works, Steven, is if we just embrace the Dumb and Dumber like earnestness of our character. Like if
because you can't sell up two murderers murdering their way to the top of the music.
Yeah. So we have to be super dumb and like into the fact that we're literally killing vampires, all the way to the point that when we get to a vampire and something different happens, we assume he's a mummy, or like
must have been a human.
Must have been a no.
I think we killed a person.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah, Steven, this should be a thing. There should be a whole. Okay. Oh my gosh, we talked about Steven. Since we're talking about monsters, we talked about Lost Boys. We talked about like so. I made a friend on Twitter recently, and they read my children's book, right? Mm-hmm. And they were like, "Hey, why do you think wolves have such great like lung capacity?" I was like, I'm surprised there aren't more saxophone playing werewolves. And I was like, you know what? I bet there is a saxophone playing werewolf, and he covers himself in oil as to get rid of, like make it easier to hold his skin in place. Like
he makes sure he oils down.
He has to moisturize because he's constantly in transformation. Like he's in flux. There is a saxophone playing werewolf. The reason he has such a great lung capacity is because wolves in general have a great lung capacity. That's how you know that Saxophone Man in Lost Boys is a werewolf.
I was going to say, are you telling me he's blowing them all away?
That's right.
Are you telling me he's the original Jacob?
Yes. Oh.
Anytime vampires come to town, I transform.
And how did that movie not turn into the sax guy being like
a werewolf,
or just like a vampire hunter, or just I'm just so surprised. Like I love what they did. Like anyway, we talk about the Lost Boys so much. I love the Lost Boys. I just can't. I love it. Oh my gosh. But anyway, I just thought that was funny because like wolves traditionally in the Three Little Pigs, the wolf has like the greatest lung capacity in the world. Why wouldn't he huff and puff and blow that sax all day? So he's what else do you do this week? You have anything else you want to talk about?
This coming week is Cambria's birthday, so happy birthday, little girl.
Oh, happy birthday, Cammy.
It's her golden birthday too. She's turning 6 on the 6th of May. So
sounds like her devil birthday, Steven.
Ooh. If she was born in June, it'd be scary.
Yeah, that would have been dark. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been a dark series of events.
But then again, I mean, the greatest trick the devil ever played was making us think his birthday was in June. So
in May. My mom turned 60 this year in June. Isn't that nuts?
Happy birthday, Mom. Happy, wow. Yeah, your family's amazing. But happy birthday, Cammy.
Yep, happy birthday, Cammy. So, well, I'll get to show her this part and she'll love it. But yeah, I'm going to still try to get 2 pages done, even though Saturday's usually my day. But obviously, we're going to have her birthday party at a park and, all that stuff. So, going to be a little more time, but I'm still going to try to aim for 2 more pages because now I'm in the campsite scenes, and that's going to be pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah, dude, I saw the pages that you drew the campsite are so good. I love it. I love all the little Easter eggs from those days, and the characters are already like coming together and looking how I'd imagine. I love it. So
Tina,
oh good.
Tina even said, she goes, I love the way Tommy's sitting. It's such a way for Tommy to sit, like
for sure.
His elbows on his, Yep.
Yeah.
And then like Bill with his shorts and boots. You know what I'm saying? He always wears shorts and boots.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like I like seeing it. I was like, it's like it couldn't have been any other way, which is how it works, and it's perfect. I was like, that's exactly what it needed to look like, and I'm really excited to see like the other characters that we have to add.
Yeah.
From like Kickstarter and just like people we want to add in the book,
I've tried to hint at some people, but we'll obviously add more as the zoom in on the party,
Yeah, for sure. This week, it's the week that Atlas goes for the couple of days with his mom, and I also happen to not have a lot of hours at my job this week, so I'm going to have off of work for
awesome.
Like I'll have 2 days off while my son is with his mom. So
that's awesome.
So like my plan is to letter the entire first chapter. Like I'm gonna finish the first chapter lettering. And I'm gonna definitely finish the funny song. So next week I should be able to record something for that too. It's a little silly. So like, but I'm definitely gonna finish the first chapter of this lettering wise. So and that'll be pretty exciting because we'll get to read it,
And then I ordered the new iPad, so that should be in about May 27th. So I should be able to start coloring on that thing, which is gonna be great. I got an Apple Pencil and everything. So
that's gonna be a game changer for sure. Like I just like digital art, like and just oh my gosh, it's gonna change the art in such a great way. Anyway, like you know, it's like the learning curve is there, like with the smoothness and stuff, but like it's nothing. Like you're going to overcome.
And
that.
it's Apple too, so I know Apple's gonna make it really easy. So.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be beautiful. So I'm gonna finish the whole first chapter. I'm gonna finish writing the silly song, and that's my plan. I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna try to have a good week. That's awesome. I'm gonna have a good week this week. So
do it up, sir.
Well, before we go, there's a podcast that I started listening to. It's called Don't Make It Weird.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny. Like I love the host. Did you get a chance to listen to it yet?
I haven't listened to it yet. No.
So there's a podcast. I'll put all the links below. It's called Don't Make It Weird, and it is just hilarious. Like the two hosts, just like their interaction and their relationship together is just amazing. It's just exactly like what you want from like friendships and from like a fun conversation. If you're gonna be the fly on the wall on anything, it should be something like that. So go give it a look, and like they tell hilarious stories, and they're both writers and like very friendly, cool people. Just hilarious, and you should go look. I think the second episode just dropped today.
Awesome. I'll go sub and everything to them. Are they on YouTube?
Yeah, so they're on YouTube,
Nice.
They're on Spotify, they're everywhere that you want to be. You know, they're Visa, MasterCard, whatever. But like they're everywhere. I'll put other links below. But they're really cool people. They're on Twitter and everything, and I have nothing but good things to say about them. So yeah, so check them out. But otherwise, thank you all for listening and watching. If you're only listening to this on one of the various podcast apps, we are on YouTube at youtube.com/wehaveissuespodcast. We're also on Facebook at facebook.com/group/wehaveissuespodcast. We're everywhere. We're on Twitter. All the links will be below. You know what you should do is subscribe to this podcast, please. Hit the subscribe button. We'd love you.
Smash that subscribe button.
Yeah, like so. There's this smash the button. So what we need you to do is do some Mortal Kombat. Do a fatality with your face on the subscribe button.
Shadowbooker, yeah, like whatever Raiden says.
Yeah, just fly across your screen with both hands and just smash, slam, punch. Try to do a split and do a punch to the subscribe button. Don't punch your phone. What am I saying? Just tap it like a person.
Yeah, if you're punching it, make sure you're not wearing a glove because we need your body heat to register on the phone when you hit that button.
You need to actually push the subscribe button.
You actually have to have the warmth of a human finger.
I don't know. Like maybe you could use other body parts. I've never tried. Try it with your nose. Try it with your tongue. Try it with your eyes. But if it doesn't work, try it again with one of your fingers. Or elbow. I'm sure elbows would work. Like I think elbows
might be a little cold, man. Some people have cold elbows.
I don't want to tell you to put your feet on your phone. I don't think anyone should put their feet on phones. But
that's how my dad would want you to subscribe to his channel. We have issues.
So if you have a second to take your grandma's phone from her and also hit the subscribe and like buttons, we'd appreciate it. We love you. We're trying to boost our subscribe numbers as much as we can. This is the end of the episode. I don't even know if anyone's still watching or listening, but we love you if you are. We'll see you after the break.
He's Anthony, and I'm Stevie Wildcard.
I don't have a name. I'm tired. I love you guys. Thank you all for listening. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And this has been We Have Issues. See you next time. Thanks.
And now we are here for Steven's solo experience. I have a guitar and I'll play it for you. I wish I had a pick. Oops, I just hit my microphone. People want to know what I would do without Anthony, and really what I would do without Anthony is just cease to exist because I'm just a part of his. I mean, we're all in on this, right? It's like the Truman Show, right? It's like all of us, like we're all just like a part of, like, even like in Twitter and stuff, like we're all just completely staging this whole thing. So he thinks he's this person and all that, but really we're all just watching him, right? Every day, every night. So, but I'll keep playing along for you guys, so that way
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hey. All right. So, were you just showing people around your room and stuff? No big deal.
No, we'll see. I'm sure it'll be the end of the episode. So.
Yeah.